There are some more concerns after ICE agents made arrests in Lowell as well as East Boston earlier today. Our Oscar Margain is live for us in Lowell tonight. Oscar, I know that you spoke with a former FBI agent earlier today about how exactly these arrests have been carried out. What did he have to say to you?
Colton, well, he believes that ICE here is putting on a big public show. And today, people got to witness what looked like about 24 federal agents swarming this gas station here behind me on Bridge Street. They even called the SWAT team over to try to arrest a group of construction workers who were told mostly are immigrants.
It seemed like just another morning at a gas station on Bridge Street until unmarked SUVs rolled in. SWAT officers jumped out and ICE agents swarmed the lot. Within minutes, the atmosphere changed completely. Fuel pumps were shut off, work vans blocked in, and dozens of workers surrounded. ICE wasn't there for a routine check. This was a coordinated federal operation targeting illegal employment. What started as quiet rumors in the community ended with arrests, handcuffs, and families crying on the sidewalk. The message couldn't be clearer. The era of unchecked illegal labor is ending. ICE isn't waiting anymore, they're acting. No place is off limits. Just after sunrise, ICE agents backed by tactical teams surrounded the gas station and locked it down. Workers sitting in vans were pulled out one by one. Commands were shouted. IDs were demanded. Immigration statuses checked immediately. What they uncovered matched their suspicions. Dozens of undocumented workers using fake names, forged papers, and expired visas. The vans belonged to a roofing subcontractor ICE had been monitoring for weeks. Traffic came to a standstill. Onlookers watched in disbelief. Helicopters circled overhead. Some workers with valid documents were released after brief questioning. But most weren't so lucky. They were cuffed and loaded into waiting vans headed for federal processing centers. Locals said it was the largest immigration raid they'd ever witnessed. It felt like a drug bust, one resident said. They came in like a tactical unit. And that's exactly what it was. ICE executing with precision and the full power of federal enforcement.
Santa Fe residents are expressing concerns this evening after a man was detained by ICE agents at a gas station off of Airport and South Meadows Road on Saturday. News 13's Melissa Torres spoke with Mayor Alan Weber about what went down.
An individual was detained by ICE.
In the wake of the Trump administration's crackdown on undocumented immigrants, many communities in New Mexico are expressing concerns, especially in Santa Fe, after a man was taken into custody by ICE agents at a Speedway gas station.
He was identified as someone who had a criminal record and was therefore on their lookout.
Mayor Alan Weber says the city and law enforcement were made aware of this incident by community members.
The Santa Fe Police Department had no role in it, did not participate, nor were we informed before it happened by the federal authorities.
The gas station wasn't the real target. The focus was on the group of workers who gathered there every morning. This roofing crew had been flagged weeks earlier. Anonymous tips, data reviewed through E-Verify, and employment inconsistencies revealed a suspicious pattern. Vans were tracked, routes traced, identities confirmed. This raid was the result of a deeper investigation. What agents found exceeded expectations. Workers had multiple aliases, reused work permits, and connections to at least 2 employers accused of bypassing federal hiring laws. Several detainees had already been listed in immigration databases for overstaying visas or skipping asylum hearings. One man was found using the identity of a deceased Nevada citizen. This wasn't random, an ICE agent said. This is targeted enforcement. We're going where the violations are and holding people accountable. The roofing company now faces fines, licensing reviews, and possibly federal charges. The human toll was immediate and painful. As ICE continued checking documents and escorting detainees to vans, family members arrived, many unaware of what was happening. A young man named Harada watched helplessly as his uncle, 2 cousins, and 6 co-workers were taken away. He was spared, his documents were in order. They were just trying to work, he said. But ICE said that's not an excuse. Families pleaded across the yellow tape. One woman sobbed as her husband, a construction worker of 15 years with no criminal record, was led away. Another woman screamed for her teenage son's release, only to be told he'd be processed as an adult. Children across the street sat crying in a car, waiting for parents who wouldn't come home that night. ICE acknowledged the emotional weight but didn't back down. No one wants to see families separated, one official said. But immigration laws exist for a reason. Ignoring them doesn't make them go away.
His girlfriend says Daniel Oriana was not the man that ICE was looking for. They had a photo and the photo did not match. He is now.
He's just the kind of person that even while he's there, he's still trying to make jokes, trying to make us know that he's okay.
Zulema Alfaro says her boyfriend, who does not have a criminal record, is now in ICE custody. Daniel Oriana of Framingham was on his way to work Monday morning when he was stopped at this gas station. His girlfriend says ICE agents were looking for someone else, but took the 25-year-old into custody.
They even showed him a picture and they said, "Is this you?" He told me that it looked nothing like him. He said no. And they said, "Well, we're going to take you in anyway."
Loved ones did not hear from him until 10 that night from the Plymouth Corrections Center.
Then I tell him that you're going to be okay. Know that I'm doing everything in my power to support you, to help you and your family.
Alfaro says Oriana fled Guatemala 3 years ago due to threats and violence. He was about to start the asylum process, working and supporting his family.
Less than 5 hours later, ICE struck again. This time on Chelsea Street in East Boston. A man parked outside a barbershop in a white van was suddenly surrounded by plainclothes agents. Unmarked cars boxed him in. In seconds, doors opened, and the man was pulled out and handcuffed on the sidewalk. Business owners and passersby watched in stunned silence. "They looked like regular guys until they weren't," said Daniel, the barbershop owner. "Then you knew exactly who they were." ICE said the man was using false employment documents and had missed a removal hearing months earlier. The arrest was clean and fast, but it shook the neighborhood. Locals had noticed an increase in federal vehicles recently, and now fear is spreading. "There's fear now," a shopkeeper said. "Even legal residents are afraid they'll be questioned." ICE insists this isn't about fear. It's about accountability. "We're not hiding," one agent said. "We're blending in, because so are the people we're looking for." For the second time in one day, the message echoed. Nowhere is off-limits when immigration law is being enforced. Agents weren't just relying on tips. They were following paper trails. IDs with mismatched addresses. Multiple workers using the same alien registration numbers. At least 3 detainees were using the identities of dead U.S. citizens. One man had 2 sets of forged documents in his backpack. The business being investigated claimed to use E-Verify. ICE says either it was ignored or manipulated. "There's a line between being unaware and being negligent," an agent said. "This is fraud." Some workers claimed they had permits, but couldn't show any documentation. ICE confirmed only 1 worker at the gas station had proper authorization. The rest were undocumented or using fake credentials. This wasn't a hiring mistake. It was an organized effort to evade labor laws. And the local community noticed. "We applied at that company last year," one resident said. "They said no jobs. But then the parking lot was full of workers who didn't even speak English." To many, the raid confirmed long-held suspicions that some businesses were using undocumented workers to avoid regulation and cut costs. "They pay them in cash, no benefits, and nobody checks," said another. ICE echoed those concerns. "This isn't just about immigration," a spokesperson said. "It's about legal workers being denied opportunities." The raid has triggered broader discussions. How many other companies are doing the same? With high unemployment in some sectors, people are calling for audits, real penalties, and public accountability.
An immigrant roundup at this gas station on Bridge Street in Lowell was caught on camera Friday morning. DEA and ICE agents swarmed the area, calling in a SWAT team and surrounding several vans belonging to a roofing company. About a dozen workers were lined up against the wall with officers checking their IDs. Jorge Lara was one of the few spared. He says he's saddened for his 9 friends and family members who were arrested while trying to head to work. Meanwhile, in East Boston, another round of arrests. This one on Chelsea Street, where undercover vehicles cornered a man in a work van and quickly took him away. It happened in front of Daniel's barbershop. He says there's a lot of uncertainty in the community, especially knowing that agents are trying to blend in.
As ICE continued its enforcement, another dramatic arrest took place outside a gas station. A man saw agents coming and made a run for it. What followed was a short but intense chase, partly captured on cell phone video. He was tackled behind a row of parked cars, cuffed, and found carrying fake identification. He had previously evaded a deportation order and was working under an alias. "He knew we were coming," one ICE agent said. "That's why he ran." Witnesses said it looked like a scene from a crime show, except it was real life. For ICE, the attempted escape only reinforced their mission. "If you're here legally, you don't run," the agent added. The man is now in federal custody awaiting deportation proceedings. ICE says these flight attempts are increasingly common, fueled by fear, misinformation, and years of lax enforcement. In Omaha, Nebraska, ICE took things even further. Agents launched a large-scale raid at a meatpacking facility long suspected of employing undocumented workers. What they found confirmed it: over 70 undocumented laborers detained in a single morning. It was the largest immigration action in the state in years. But it didn't go quietly. Some workers tried to block ICE vehicles, throwing themselves on car hoods and forming human chains to stop the operation. ICE held their ground, calm but firm, completing the detentions while maintaining order. Local police were informed, but not fully briefed, adding to the confusion. The company claimed it used E-Verify, but ICE investigators found serious gaps in documentation. Workers were lined up in the cafeteria and loaded onto unmarked buses. Dozens now face deportation. To ICE, the raid was proof that this level of enforcement is long overdue. But these operations are revealing far more than fake papers or visa overstays. They're uncovering disturbing truths.
Advocates are concerned following the detainment of a father of 2 whose children were left alone at a gas station in Ventura County.
News Channel reporter Ivania Montes joins us live at that gas station with what we know so far. Ivania.
Yeah, Joey and Krista, I mean, you can only imagine the situation. This family coming to this gas station here in Oxnard, Sinclair gas station, and then from there, their father being detained by ICE and then being left by themselves. Such a horrific situation. Of course, as we continue to get more of those specific informations, we'll keep you guys updated. But this is the latest information that we have as of right now, and this is according to the 805 Undock Fund. They say that a man was detained at this gas station in Oxnard, leaving behind his 2 children. One was a minor and the other was a 19-year-old. A gas station attendee had told this group that he saw 6 vehicles that were surrounded by the man's truck as he pumped gas, quote, that they arrested someone. They left the children inside the truck.
At farms and truck stops, ICE has found evidence of child exploitation. Some minors detained were being used for labor. Others, horrifyingly, showed signs of being trafficked for sex. One ICE official said the conditions were unimaginable. Young girls moved across states, posing as farmhands or packers. "We don't even know how bad it is yet," the official said. "But it's bad." Investigations are ongoing. Interviews with rescued children are underway. More arrests are expected. For many Americans, this is a wake-up call. These aren't just immigration violations. They're crimes against humanity. Critics call the raids aggressive. ICE calls them necessary. "We're not just protecting jobs," one agent said. "In some cases, we're saving lives." ICE has no plans to stop, and neither does the truth. As raids continue, more illegal operations are being uncovered. Subscribe for updates. Join the conversation. Laws matter. Enforcement matters. And America is drawing the line.